On November 12, 2022, in Little Rock, Arkansas, multiple 911 callers reported a caravan of cars blocking traffic and street racing on the interstates. Arkansas State Police rushed in and quickly located the group. The moment troopers tried to stop one of the drivers, he floored it, and just like that, the high-speed chase was on. From the very start, the suspect had multiple units stacked behind him, and as if the odds weren't already bad enough, his own car began to betray him, parts shaking loose, performance dropping, while the troopers closed in closer and closer. There was nowhere left to run. The suspect managed to gain a little distance, but it all fell apart at the next intersection. The moment he slowed down, the trooper closed the gap, and this time, there was absolutely no mercy.
Take a left on shot preferred, just hit him with the back. Stand by. We got him right here at shot preferred again, stand by. Hit him again. We are wrecked out right here at shot preferred one.
After multiple pit attempts, the suspects were finally pinned with nowhere left to go. After everything that just happened, they wisely chose not to run on foot. Both were taken into custody without further incident, bringing this chaotic chase to a clean end. It was January 29, 2021, in Henry County, Georgia. What started as a simple traffic violation at a crowded intersection instantly turned into a nightmare on wheels. A silver Mazda blew past, stopped traffic, ran a red light, and when Trooper lit it up, the driver hit the gas instead of the brakes. Within seconds, the chase was on.
945 radio. Radio, I'm going around the track. I'm Lincoln Williams 5343. Speedway and Low Gloucester Road. I'm inside of, I believe it's Henry County. I'm inside of 945 radio. I'm at South Bridge Road. Okay, about to hit a vehicle head on, stand by. Okay, they passing on a solid yellow line at this time, stand by. It's a gray Mazda, gray Mazda. still passing on no yellow lines. I'll give you an update shortly.
The suspect swerved wildly through neighborhoods, blasted through stop signs, and then did the unthinkable. He crossed into oncoming traffic, forcing multiple drivers to swerve out of the way to avoid head-on collisions. Speeds soared past 100 miles per hour in 45 and even 35 mile per hour zones.
Okay, I'm gonna try and set them up for a pit. Up to an intersection, then you're on the wrong side of the road, I'll let you know something short. Okay, we're on the wrong side of the road at this time. We're coming up on standby.
The pursuit ripped through Henry County into Fayette County, across double yellow lines, over blind hills, and straight through an active construction zone where workers barely escaped being struck. At that moment, it was no longer just reckless, it was deadly.
Okay, we're in the DOT zone. Stand by. Okay, they're gonna hit somebody head on. Stand by. They're on the wrong side of the road again.
With traffic thickening inside Fayetteville, the trooper made the call. This had to end now. On State Route 314, he lined up for one final pit. Maybe not the perfect option, but at that moment, it was the only option left to stop the danger.
I'm gonna try and kill them again. Okay, I just came fifth and I also got down.
The pit sent the Mazda spinning out of control, slamming into a stopped Chevrolet Malibu. In the chaos, the trooper's own unit was also struck, but somehow, through all of that, both the driver and passenger were taken into custody without further incident. Inside the car, troopers found a large bag of suspected marijuana. The driver was identified as Dominique Lamar Haynes, with Shayla Jackson Holmes as the passenger. And here's the twist. Lovejoy police later confirmed the same vehicle had already fled another pursuit earlier that day. So here's the real question. Was the pit the right call, or did the risk to innocent drivers make it a bad decision? It was April 2nd in Oklahoma City when state troopers were alerted that an armed robbery suspect from Arizona, 32-year-old Charles Carswell III, was believed to be traveling through Oklahoma on his way to Ohio. Troopers spotted his vehicle on Interstate 40 near Council Road and tried to stop him. He didn't hesitate. He ran. What followed was a long, violent pursuit across highways, with Carswell firing multiple shots at troopers during the chase.
It looks a little soft, but not too bad.
Approaching Chester, speed 120.
exit for the Kilpatrick. I'll let you know where he goes.
I don't know if he was okay. Exit Kilpatrick.
Down to the east Kilpatrick.
Eastbound to Kilpatrick.
950 City, shots fired. He shot one through the back window.
Clear on shots fired. One shot through the back window.
As the chase intensified, the suspect opened fire on troopers, and this trooper was ready to respond without hesitation. At one point, the gunfire nearly struck an Oklahoma City motorcycle officer as the pursuit tore past a traffic stop. With every second, innocent drivers were being thrown into the line of fire.
Still pointing again.
Still pointing again. Traffic 77.
Adam, 435 City.
And 435 currently have a first aid going on.
Ooh, that was ugly.
The suspect somehow recovered from the pit and kept running, a massive missed chance to end it. The problem was simple and deadly. Every time a trooper got close enough to line up another pit, the suspect opened fire to keep them back. But this trooper didn't flinch.
He's still continuing to fire.
I don't know if he was okay. Clear on one round to the front window. Continuing to fire.
Myself, license 3 or westbound station. Down. Right, get traffic.
I don't know if he can get a template.
It's on the 173, I believe.
Clear approaching 173. I don't know if can you verify your claim?
535.
The danger level of this chase spoke for itself. After several failed pit attempts, the trooper lined up one more shot, and this time it finally connected.
Clear on vehicles off the roadway.
65 City, we have a traffic and stop at the 155. Now past the 155.
Clear on traffic stop at the 155. 155 traffic is stopped.
TBI, TBI, TBI.
The chase finally ended after troopers performed a pit on the Turner Turnpike, but the danger was far from over. Carswell jumped out, ran to the rear hatch, and pulled out an AK-47 style pistol, along with 2 AR platform rifles. Inside the car, 2 more loaded handguns he'd already used to fire at officers. A multi-hour standoff shut down the entire turnpike. Negotiators begged him to surrender, offered medical aid. He refused everything. Even after being shot, Carswell tried one last time to reach a rifle. That's when officers positioned behind armored vehicles ended the threat. The district attorney later cleared all officers, stating Carswell posed an imminent danger to everyone on the highway. His mother called it a wellness journey. Troopers called it what it was, a suspect choosing violence at every turn. On July 29, 2025, in Pinellas County, Florida, a white SUV caught a trooper's eye, flying down US 19 like it had somewhere far more important to be than the speed limit. But the real show started when the driver suddenly cut across multiple lanes, nearly clipping other cars just to dive onto the Gateway Expressway. When Trooper Logan finally lit him up for a traffic stop, the SUV didn't just refuse, it bolted.
Whiskey, Charlie, November 295, 1.19, speeds 92. We're approaching 611.
Monitoring, what are our charges?
A failed pit attempt didn't slow him down. Then a second pit also didn't work. Then he decided to up the danger, going wrong way through an intersection and blasting through a red light like it wasn't even there. Trooper Foley positioned ahead, and the suspect, clearly out of ideas, whipped into a ditch during one last desperate escape move.
Right behind him on number 2. He's in the ditch. He's in the ditch.
Come on, hands! 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 Get out of the car! Get out of the car! Out of the car! I'm gonna shoot you! Get the car! No, it's you! Get there! Get there!
The driver was taken into custody without a fight and identified as Marcus Real Hoptree. And here's where things get even better. Marcus claimed someone else had been driving, despite literally no one ever exiting the SUV during the entire chase. A suspended DUI license, an active warrant, and the aroma of alcohol strong enough to register as its own crime scene didn't help his case. He refused field sobriety tests, refused the breath test, so his night ended exactly how you'd expect. Booked into the Pinellas County Jail on a long list of charges including fleeing, DUI, suspended license, and that outstanding warrant. On April 24, 2022, local police in Arkansas were locked in a pursuit with a white SUV, and it wasn't going well. The driver was ripping through traffic at a high rate of speed, swerving recklessly, and every attempt to stop him fell apart. And when that happens in Arkansas, there's only one play left: call in the state troopers. Moments later, troopers arrived on scene and Trooper Trevor Stevenson slid into the primary position. Once troopers took over, it looked like this would be wrapped up fast. But the suspect had other plans. He dragged the chase deep into a residential area. Tight streets, constant turns, no clean space for a pit. Every corner took away another safe option. And for a moment, even the troopers were struggling to find their opening. But if Arkansas State Police are known for one thing, it's this: they don't give up. And this suspect was about to learn that the hard way. As the chase dragged on, the suspect started circling the same neighborhood like a trapped animal. Troopers quickly adapted. Units moved in, locking down the area from every direction, while the primary stayed glued to the bumper. And just moments later, that strategy paid off. The suspect was finally boxed in after the long chase. He was pulled from the vehicle, taken into custody without further incident, and hauled off to jail on a long list of charges. One thing's for sure: he'd learned the hard way why Arkansas State Troopers are among the best in the country. Let's hope that lesson sticks. On November 27, 2025, a trooper was conducting patrol on Interstate 57 when he observed a black passenger car and a white pickup truck traveling northbound at a high rate of speed. Using his radar unit, he confirmed both vehicles were traveling approximately 100 miles per hour in a posted 75 miles per hour zone. The trooper initiated a traffic stop on both vehicles.
Hey there, Trooper Brown with Arkansas State Police. The reason I'm stopping both of y'all is because of y'all's speed. Any reason you're in a hurry tonight? Okay. Hello, Trooper Brown with Arkansas State Police. The reason I'm stopping both of y'all tonight is because of y'all's speed. Any reason we're in a hurry tonight?
I was trying to get over, but you wouldn't let me over. I sped up a little bit.
First up, the white pickup truck. The trooper contacted the driver and requested his documents. Then he moved to Mercedes, where things got interesting. Driver cracked his window only slightly, and immediately the trooper detected a strong marijuana odor. The trooper ran checks on both drivers, and pickup driver was cited for speeding and released without incident. After truck departed, the trooper instructed Mercedes driver to exit for a probable cause search, and his response was to floor it and run.
Alright. This is the last time I'm asking you to step out.
I don't smell like weed.
I'm about to bust your window out.
You gonna bust my window?
Step out of the vehicle. Step out of the vehicle. Newport, 1037.
55. Speed 100. TVI 55 northbound on ramp. Overpass. TVI 55 northbound overpass.
Show me your hands! Show me them! Get out of the car! Step out of the vehicle!
A Bald Knob police unit arrived on scene and suspect was taken into custody without further incident. The guardrail sustained approximately $500 in damage. The suspect was transported to White County Detention Center and charged with felony fleeing with substantial danger of death, reckless driving, speeding, obstructing governmental operations, failure to obey a police officer, and several other traffic violations. That's 8 charges from what started as a simple speeding stop. It was November 30th, 2025, when a routine traffic stop for expired dealer tags on South Caraway Road should have been quick and forgettable. But when Trooper Victor Garcia activated his lights, the driver, Shamia Johnson, made a different choice and took off.
C-Truck, Jonesboro, 1024.
Please roll.
Be Caraway Race. Be a black passenger car. You're gonna be at the M37. Be eastbound race.
Stay through your right. Station 63 for C12, 63.
After the pit, Johnson jumped out and ran through the Lowe's parking lot, ignored repeated commands to stop, and even climbed onto stacked pallets trying to hide. When she tried to run again, Trooper Garcia caught her. She resisted, and after a brief struggle, she was finally placed in handcuffs. She was taken to the Craighead County Detention Center, facing charges for felony fleeing in a vehicle, fleeing on foot, resisting arrest, reckless driving, driving on a suspended license, no insurance, no seatbelt, and expired tags. It was October 16, 2025, in Orange County, Florida, when troopers were alerted to something you don't hear every day: a stolen U-Haul truck. Yes, someone turned a moving truck into a getaway vehicle. Troopers immediately flooded the area, searching for the oversized suspect. After a tense hunt, they finally spotted the stolen truck. Lights on, sirens up, a moment where most drivers would think, this is over. But not this one. The driver slammed the gas instead, and just like that, a full pursuit was underway.
35 miles an hour, is that your 10 plane?
Hey, you better pull over or I'm gonna hit you. I am going to hit you. You better pull over right now or I'll hit you. You got the helicopter overhead. You better pull over. You're going to get pitted. You better pull over. 45 miles per hour. Still westbound. Approaching Magnolia Home Road.
Troopers didn't hold back with the warnings. They told him a pit maneuver was coming and there was a helicopter overhead, watching every move. In other words, there was nowhere left to run. But the suspect was desperate. He ignored every warning, stayed on the gas, and never once showed any intention of stopping. At that point, this wasn't about escape anymore. It was about how long he could delay the inevitable.
We're coming at you now. We're exiting the Award. I can't reach me. They're going to be northbound on Keller Road from 414. Northbound Keller Road 414. I didn't copy anything.
When another trooper took over as primary, the pressure immediately went up. He closed the gap, stayed tight on the bumper, and the suspect responded the only way he knew how, by driving even more reckless, swerving all over the roadway at higher and higher speeds. At that point, it was clear there was only one way this was going to end.
Northbound on North Kelly Road. Hit.
After the pit, the suspect bailed out on foot, one last desperate move to avoid the cuffs. But it didn't last long. A taser dropped him in his tracks, and within seconds he was in custody and transported to jail. No public report was ever released on this chase, and with that, this pursuit comes to an end. Let's just hope this one finally learned the lesson, because running only ever makes it worse. Laid on November 30th, 2025 at 11:35 p.m., radio traffic lit up in Blytheville. Local police were already chasing a white 2025 Nissan Sentra through city streets. Within minutes, Trooper Brandon Bennett intercepted the pursuit as it tore across the east side of town.
I'm copying. I'm coming for the cover.
TBI.
When the suspect slowed for a turn onto 21st Street, Trooper saw the opening and took it. Seconds later, the chase was over. Both occupants, Jaquan Logan and Kareem Reed, were pulled out and taken into custody without further incident. No crashes, no injuries, just a risky run that ended fast once the pressure closed in. And here's the question. If you're surrounded, outmaneuvered, and outmatched, why keep running at all?